Here's another episode of what it's like to go to war. And on this one, I'm going to let you in on a secret. I'm going to tell you the secret sauce behind every great warrior that's ever stepped foot on the battlefield. And I don't mean just in the United States military, but I mean all warriors over all times. In fact, you can tie this to the last words out of someone's mouth before they slip off into eternity. Want to know what most people will say when they are dying in their buddy's arms on a battlefield right before they take their last breath? But you got to keep watching this video. Because most warriors, it doesn't matter how tough they are, it doesn't matter how well trained they are, it doesn't matter how much experience that they have in combat, most warriors have something behind them that keeps pushing them, keeps driving them to give and to sacrifice on the battlefield. In fact, it's what's behind the warrior that caused them to end up being warriors in the first place. When I stand in military audiences, occasionally I'll ask the question, how many of you came from a military family? And more than 90% of the hands in the room go up. That means that warriors come from other warriors, that warriors help create the next generation of warriors. And I found personally that it's more the moms behind the parent than it is the dads who served in the military. Maybe mom and dad both served in the military. Maybe only mom served in the military. Maybe only dad did. But it's typically the mom. Doesn't matter what that scenario was. If she didn't serve at all, if she served along with dad, if she served and dad didn't, it's typically the mom that has the bigger influence on the future warrior. And I'm talking about future men and women who serve in the military. And I can prove this to you because when somebody is uttering their last breath, when somebody is dying in their buddy's arms, almost every single time that person will cry out for the person that made the biggest impact in their life. If they're married and in the military, they're going to look their buddy in the eyes and say, would you tell my spouse that I love them? Would you tell my husband or would you tell my wife that I love them? The last words out of their mouth is to make sure that the people that they love the most know how they feel about them. But if they're not married, if they don't have somebody that's already, a spouse that's already captured their heart, then invariably they will say the same. Doesn't matter what walk of life, doesn't matter what military, in what generation, they will usually say, tell my mother that I love her. It's fascinating. Dad might have been the one who threw the ball in the backyard. Dad might have been the one who served in the military. Dad might have been the one who rolled up his sleeves and taught that child how to shoot. But when they're uttering their last breath, they're thinking about their mother. And I believe moms often have the bigger impact on the future warriors than dads did. Just my personal experience, unfortunately, seeing guys take their last breath on a battlefield, and I believe the secret sauce behind warriors are the parents or spouses that are at home. I also believe that the greatest warriors come from moms or dads, come from husbands or wives that are radically committed to their country and to the mission, and it's because of their commitment at home that those warriors can do what they're doing on the battlefield. This is the secret sauce that causes a guy or gal to serve in the first place and makes it possible for them to do the most courageous acts on the battlefield, makes it possible for them to give the greatest measure of sacrifice, sometimes makes them able to give their own life because they know the strength of the person that they're leaving back at home. These are my experiences, my limited experiences, but it's what it's like to go to war, especially when your buddy is making one final request before they slip off into eternity. Thanks for watching. See you next time.